taken on what time period it is or what the time period should be, and so on, because it does matter. If the charges start going up, the prevailing community rate's going to go up. So it's not a static number.
Well, I think if you look at community number 1 versus community number 2, they're side by side. But if you look at the second code, 73721, it's quite a difference in the cost between the two.
Yes.
Why?
That's just what those doctors are charging in those areas.
So do you have to have a certain number of charges to make a rate, or?
Yes, when they analyze the data, the expert will opine that if he makes an opinion on the prevailing community rate, that there were sufficient data points in the sample to get to calculate an appropriate prevailing community rate.
How many data points do you have to have?
I don't know. It's a statistical thing. He just says on statistical probability grounds the sample was sufficient.
Right. One more question. So when we talked about doing this, these are the top 5 as far as the amount or dollars.
They're the top 5 most frequent procedures in each of the categories.
Thank you, Gifford.
All right. Delegate McClellan and Delegate Farrell, then we're going to quit and move on to our bills because this was informational for us. And I really thank Mr. Chairman for bringing this to our attention because we're going to be working on this. Workers' Comp Subcommittee is going to be working on this throughout the year, hopefully.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Could you either at some point in the future give us information on the volumes that were used to calculate these averages?
Be glad to.
Thank you.
Delegate Farrell.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, if it's all right, Commissioner, if you could correct me where I'm wrong, and that would be great. But so basically my thinking with my basis, I just want to make sure my thinking is right on this as we get ready to move forward with this over the course of the year. So the Virginia parentheses state is the average charge that an insurance company charges, is the average charge to the insurance company. The insurance company comes back to the docs and say, hey, tough luck, if you want our volume of patients, we're going to pay this, and they move on from there. But when it comes to workers' comp, the prevailing community rate, which is based on the charge to the insurance company, not the payment, that's what the so-called docs, that's their charge to the workers' comp company.
Precisely.
And therein lies what we're talking about, this whole issue. So it's having the prevailing community rate based on the charge and not the actual payment.
They are based on charges, that's correct. The items for Kentucky, Tennessee, Maryland, and North Carolina are all based on fee schedules. All those states have fee schedules.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you, and thank you for putting this together. I look forward to working with you over the summer. We may be here anyway.
Happy to do it. Thank you.
Senator Locke, who's first on the side. Senate Bill 598. Yeah, can you have amendments or substitute frame? Non-amendments?
Mr. Chairman, the Attorney General's office suggested a line amendment. I have copies here to hand out to address the issue that in the existing law, a health spa has the primary purpose of letting people conduct physical exercise with exercise machines or devices, and it doesn't really fit with what the judo studios and karate studios do. I'll report this and then hand out copies. The amendment would be on line 27 after the word devices, insert or whose primary purpose is to engage in the sale of the right or privilege to receive instruction in a particular form of self-defense such as karate, kung fu, taekwondo, or other martial art.